right, are we starting this podcast, or are we just hanging out?
We're gonna if they figure their shit out.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, yeah. Now we can start the podcast.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to be here.
Miss Heather Thomas. What's your middle name?
My middle name is Lynn. Heather Lynn Thomas.
Heather Lynn Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, nice to see you, Heather Lynn Thomas from Seattle.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
How do you like living in LA so far? How long have you been here? Have you been here half a month?
Yeah, we just hit like the half month point. Ugh. So, yeah, I know, right? I left Seattle on January 1st, and I went to Portland for the night.
Yeah.
And had a recording session there. Before I got to Portland, my wheel bearing busted off.
Nice.
Of my van.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was ready for it though.
Okay.
I was like, I knew this was gonna happen. I was almost happy that it happened on the first day.
How can you be ready for that?
I know what to do when that happens. I was listening.
Yeah.
So driving around in old vans, you have to just be ready.
Yeah.
For if something goes wrong, you got to fix it.
Yeah. Right.
And I've been through that a lot with vans. So.
Well, you're always on tour, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love touring. I can't get enough of it.
Right. Yeah. You live on the road.
Now. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so how did you fix this first off?
Oh, okay, so what happened was I was taking an exit. I was like in Vancouver, and I was like maybe 15 minutes from where I was going, which was a studio with my friends.
Okay.
And as I get off the exit,
she's actually the highlight of the podcast.
I can tell.
Oh my God, she loves you.
I know, I'm lovable. We're best friends.
You definitely are. And for background, this cat has been harassing her since she walked in here.
I've not been harassed.
Well, maybe not harassment. Was this consensual? Did you guys agree to this?
Yeah, no, that's the thing with cats. The trick to like good relationships with cats is consent. and no one gets it right. Everyone always will grab a cat or be like, why doesn't this cat want to hang out with me?
Yeah, that's the worst possible idea.
If you walk into a room and you ask the cat like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to be friends? Mm-hmm. And if it comes over, then yes, okay. Yeah. And then if it doesn't, you wait.
Yeah, you absolutely. Well, that's like, do you have cats? You don't have cats.
I grew up with cats.
Okay.
I don't take responsibility for any animals at the moment.
Not at the moment, yeah.
No.
Well, have you ever introduced a new cat to other cats before?
Yeah, it's a whole
You have to
adventure.
slowly phase them into the different rooms and stuff.
You have to treat
animals.
each cat with a lot of regard.
Yes.
The thing is, each being has its own existence, and it's just when you throw in a new entity to that space that's like very, very different.
Screws them all up.
Yeah, and then there's all these instincts, like animal instincts, and so. Yeah, it's just complicated. You have to be very gentle. You have to make sure everyone's on the same page and doesn't feel threatened.
Animal instincts, fine.
Yeah.
Cat instincts,
wow,
they're just a different. I don't know how to describe cat psychology or behavior, which is funny because I actually studied it for a while in college.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
I can't tell you much because it's been a while since I've been in college, but I studied cognitive neuroscience and cognitive psychology. And you can use cat brains for a lot of sensation and perception stuff.
You can use cat brains. I'm just picturing you've got these cat brains. You're like, what am I going to do with this? I gotta think of a couple uses for that cat brain.
Put them up to your eye, and you learn so much. You can see what they see.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be.
Maybe a little traumatic,
honestly. That would flip the rules of our reality too much.
Which would be good for us because we spend so much time in human perspective and you forget that everything else is experiencing humans in such a different way.
Oh, 100%. Well, if you've ever, studying that stuff, it's because all that you're doing when you're studying those kinds of things is you're trying to translate from the language of an animal's sense of perception into a human's ability to understand that language,
right? Totally.
So you can't ask a cat what is it like to be a cat. You
just have to be a cat.
Exactly, or you have to put together all of these translations, and everything's lost in translation. But trying to put yourself in the mind of something like that, reminds me of being John Malkovich or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
Which is
what a trip of a movie.
Awesome movie. One of the only movies I've ever watched to freak me the hell out.
Really,
I was so freaked out by that
What freaked you out about it?
I don't know. The concept
You do know.
Well, I can't, given that I studied psychology, I still don't know. I think there was something about, what's the main actor's name in that one? Something.
Because it's not John Malkovich.
That dude, yeah. Dude, John Malkovich is the other guy. No, it's the other guy who's famous and he's really good. He's in so many other movies. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Like that's the first one.
Yep, like his least popular movie.
That's a popular movie.
That was a great
If that's
movie.
his least popular movie, then he's doing okay.
That was a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
No, he's doing really well. I think it's John
Wait,
something.
give me one more because I can't picture it yet.
I can't think of it.
Who? So there's a guy and a girl.
Yeah, and he works at a record shop.
Who works at a record shop?
He does. But that was like
See, I was
his
hoping
most...
that you'd get the name.
Okay, yeah. Who works at a record shop?
I can't see it. I can't. Like I've seen the film, but I can't imagine it.
I have
at the
no
moment.
idea, but he horrified. There was something about how obsessed he was with loving the girl that he was using John Malkovich's body to get to.
Weird.
And it ends with him being stuck in that body because of his obsession. That's terrifying to me.
You just spoiled the whole thing for
Yeah.
anyone who hasn't
Have
seen
you ever
John
seen it?
Malkovich. Yeah, no, I've seen it. But someone watching maybe is like, this sounds like a trip of a movie.
Yeah, no, that's the ending. That's the ending. So
Okay, cool.
It's spoiled. Anyway, okay, so wait. So you are doing, and this is obviously like to me, obviously, the question I wanted to ask you most is, people who don't know, you were living in 12 different cities every month for the span of a year, right? So one city per month.
Yeah, each month I'm picking a different city.
For a year.
Yeah.
First off, do you plan to end up in Seattle? Or
My plan is to be back in Seattle for December.
Okay. Are you from Seattle originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm from the Seattle area.
Okay, yeah. Good enough. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate that though when
I'm
people
like
are
a local to the area.
Right.
Yeah.
People are like, "Are you from Detroit?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "The suburbs."
Right, yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
But okay, so what?
You're like, if I say the name, you're not going to be able to pronounce it. You're not going to remember it.
You wouldn't know where that is. I'm from
No.
Detroit. Okay, I'm 20 minutes from downtown.
Right. Well, and when you grew up that close to a place, that it feels like you're from there because like that's where all the things you go to.
Absolutely.
and
When I go back,
if there's a sports team.
You ever seen those shirts that are like Detroit versus everybody or Detroit versus the world? I'm just like, hell yeah.
So
Like,
are you a Red Wings fan?
I'm a huge Red Wings fan.
Cool. Fuck yeah.
Although not lately because they suck.
Oh, really? You can't not be a fan just because they suck.
Suck
That means
so
you're not
bad.
a fan.
I know. Well, I'm not a big...
Actually, I'm sorry. That doesn't mean you're not a fan.
Yeah.
That absolutely
Tell
doesn't
me
mean
how to
that.
be a fan?
Yeah, no.
On my own podcast?
I don't mean to step over
I
that boundary.
swear to God, I'm not a huge sports guy in general.
Okay.
I grew up playing all of them.
Oh, really?
I don't... The older I get, the more I appreciate watching sports.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like the communal aspect.
Yeah.
And the whole just like...
I'm super interested in that too because I feel like there's a communal aspect to it that obviously feeds something that's really important. And then there's also this thing where everyone I know who's into sports really ties their emotional well-being to their sports team.
Yes.
And it's interesting because you have nothing to do with it. You have no say in what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're emotionally getting like wrapped up and like stressed out and like depressed or like super elated and just... But it has nothing to do with you.
Oh my God. I have friends who have like had their entire days or weeks ruined because their team didn't.
I was seeing that happen a lot. I was seeing people get really upset and I would be like, what's wrong, man?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, the fucking Hawks lost.
The Lakers, dude.
Yeah,
the
and I'm
Lakers.
just like, oh.
The Lakers are what's wrong. It's like, I get, I think there's probably a healthy amount of, being like having your personality tied up with a team. Because it's fun. Is she back? No. She's never gonna leave. I think she wants food.
That's another thing about animals and people's relationship is that when we don't know what they want to tell us, we just assume
It's
you
food.
must be hungry. It's got to be food,
and it's not always.
And it's like only food if they're hungry.
100%. Oh my God, I love animals so much. People are like, "You're an animal guy." I'm like, believe it or not, I'm a huge animal guy. Anyway, so you're traveling.
Why would people be weirded out by that?
Because they think that. Because they have, conceptions of me that aren't accurate, which makes sense because
Totally.
I put that out there.
Well, I think that's what's interesting is that if you think that you know what someone believes or thinks based on what you're seeing, you just don't. You just have no idea.
Well, especially based on social media, it's like that is at best a very loose extension of somebody. You know, who knows? Everybody's motivated,
and it's a very curated representation.
That's
as
what
well.
I mean. Is everybody's motivated to post for different reasons.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
And so you're only seeing this one little,
and whatever you choose to be, how you want to represent yourself, and that's just one version of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, you're too good at vibing, so you got to go back to the 12 months thing. I want to ask you about that because, damn it, I must know.
I mean, we'll talk about it the whole time.
Well, okay, so what? was the inspiration for it?
So I've done a lot of touring
Yeah.
in the last however many years I've been touring, and I love going to places just for a day or two at a time.
Yeah.
And a lot of these places I always wanted to come back to.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wanted to explore more, or a lot of these cities, I mean, these are the cities with the best music scenes in the country.
Where are you going? What's on your list?
Okay, so January, which is right now, I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I wanted to start here. I like it here. I've got so many friends here, and there's always so much to do.
You have a presence here, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like you've
mean,
been here a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I come to LA a few times a year, and I have been doing that.
Yeah, I get to see
And I'm
you a
usually
few times
here
a year,
in
and
January.
you live up in Seattle. I'm like, oh, cool. You know?
But that's the other cool thing is that I come down here a lot, and I really try to hang out with all my friends when I'm here.
Yeah.
And
you always have a
everyone's doing such
good,
cool
you have a
things.
good, healthy circle around you when you come
Yeah,
here. I notice.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, there's always a lot to do. Yeah, we were like rolling around last night. I feel like as the night went from place to place, we like gathered more people, and we took that group to the next place. And like by the end of the night, we were having this amazing party.
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Where are you staying in Los Angeles?
I'm hopping around a bunch of people's places.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for
So
you.
that's kind of my plan is
That's awesome.
to crash with people in the places that I'm going to. I've got friends all over the place. Where,
do.
And it's cool to spend time with someone that way.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Okay, so what's stop number 2? And then
The Bay Area, San Francisco.
Okay, you do Los Angeles before the Bay Area?
Yeah,
coming from Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, when you're booking a tour, like sometimes you got to backtrack.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, you're also spending.
There were so many reasons to start in LA
Yeah.
that it would like routing wasn't. It's like a day drive. You're either driving to San Francisco
Right.
or you're driving the other way.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So San Francisco, then where?
Austin for March.
Badass.
Yeah, it's a good time to be there. I've been there the last
man.
couple of years.
Texas is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
All these awesome.
Yeah, and so when I'm in Austin, that's the other thing is when I'm in a city, I can kind of explore the surrounding areas.
Yes.
Like this weekend, I went up to Mammoth, California.
cool.
Like,
Yeah,
my
Mammoth is
friends went
awesome.
snowboarding. We all shared a cabin. It was super fun.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It was.
I
It was really great.
love doing that.
Yeah.
Fireplaces in the cold.
Oh, sure.
There is nothing like that. I hate
Yeah.
that Los Angeles doesn't get cold enough that there's like snow.
It's actually been cold here, though.
I know. Actually, I went
But
back
not
to
snowing yet.
No, yeah, I went back to Detroit for the holidays, and it was colder here.
Really?
Yeah, it's an unbelievably mild winter. We got
Yeah.
snow maybe 2 of those days, and
Interesting.
at night it goes down to like it was in the teens a few times, but the first winter I brought my girlfriend back there, it was like -5 during the day.
Wow.
Just like brutal, historically cold. At night it was like -20 or so, just horrible.
Wow.
Like, and this time she's just like, oh, gotta bundle up, you know.
Yeah.
Nope. It's warmer there than it is here. Okay, so where
Interesting.
after Austin? We got LA.
Oh, New Orleans for April. I'll
New
be there during
Orleans.
Jazz Fest.
Man.
Yeah.
What are the other cities? You're doing
Okay.
Nashville at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, okay, where have we gone?
Okay, we're
I'll list them off real quick. Don't say
Okay.
anything in between. I'll see if I can get them all.
I've been trying to get you to do this, but you didn't
I
wanna do
know.
it.
I know. I'm all over the place. That's what I'm doing.
You got the jitters because you're on such a huge podcast.
I know. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having
No,
me.
thank you for being here.
Absolutely
I'm
appreciate
grateful to
it.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, go for
Okay,
it.
here we go. January.
I'm only going to stop you like 2 more times.
I know. I'm here for it. I've seen your podcast. I'm ready. Okay. Los Angeles, San Francisco,
Okay.
Austin, New Orleans, Atlanta, Memphis, Nashville, Chicago, New York City, Philadelphia. Now that's 10 months.
Okay.
I don't have plans yet for November.
You got 10 months.
I
until you
got
have
so
to-
much time to figure that out.
Yeah.
It'll be an announcement. So
Yeah.
November's to be announced. And then
Awesome.
in December, I hope to be back in Seattle.
Doing things around Seattle.
Yeah.
So
I had this crazy idea. I was like, what if in Seattle for December, I played a show every night and just like hopped around to all the venues, played with all the bands I
that
play
would
with.
be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool?
How many bands do you play with?
Over the past, like, I was in Seattle for like 7 years.
Yeah.
I probably played in like 100 bands.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
And I tracked on a bunch of albums and like, I play all the time. I kind of play with everybody.
okay. Well, I know you live like on the road and stuff. Are you?
I tour a lot, but I have been based in Seattle.
I was gonna say I don't know how much session work you do. I guess
I love doing session work.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Seattle, I was doing like just probably a couple a month.
Yeah.
There's not like a huge the scene up there for recording is really cool because it's mostly like bands, original bands going in to record albums.
Yeah.
So there's maybe not as much of like a regular session musician coming in because it's less maybe artists hiring studio
Yeah.
bands.
Right.
But yeah, I would do that a few times a month, and I love being in the studio. It's one of my favorite spaces.
It's a playground.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've been in studios where people are just like, this studio sucks, man. And like, look, some studios are better than other ones, fine.
Well, yeah, totally.
But being just
Be where you're
around,
at.
yeah, and being around that equipment, like as a musician, seriously, it's like a kid being like, oh my God, there's monkey bars, there's swings, there's slides, there's mulch for me to roll around in, and it doesn't matter. You can just let that part of your mind that's worried about failure and all that. Well, sometimes you can't, but you can just let a certain part of your mind go and really let the creativity kind of flourish. Especially the worst studio experiences I've ever had are when you pay for a ambitious amount, like you pay for a small amount of time and you plan to get an ambitious amount done.
Oh yeah.
You always like under, you're always going to come in under what you hoped you would come in at, like, because, okay, in 2 days, we're going to get 6 songs done.
Right.
Top to bottom, like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're probably not going to get that done. Like, if you do, man, anybody would be happy to sign you because you'd be so cheap to produce. Like,
yeah, right, yeah.
Like, how do you feel about because you are somebody who's been like everywhere. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Okay, so why are you doing this? I don't say that.
It was just a wild idea I
anything.
had. I thought, because I wanted to go back to all these places, and I was kind of thinking that it might make sense for me to start working more in some of these other cities.
Yeah.
Just based on my skill set and what I do and where those markets are.
Yeah.
And so, but there wasn't like any one place where I was like, oh, I'm moving here.
Right.
And so I kind of wanted to try a bunch of them out.
Yeah.
And
those are cool earrings. I didn't notice those before.
Oh, thank you.
Are those earrings? Yeah.
They're
like streamers or.
My friend Kima made these, and she sold them to me at a show right before I left.
Yeah, those are awesome. Anyway,
Yeah.
You are easy to distract, by the way.
Yeah,
I am too.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Okay. So why? So it's just an idea you had, a crazy idea you had.
Yeah. Yeah. So I sat down and I was like, all right, well, what do you want to do next? What do you actually want to do?
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, I want to go all these places, and I want to spend a little more time than usual there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well,
and
I just sat down and I wrote January, February, March, April, and I just wrote them out. And then I wrote down a list of all the cities that I wanted to go to. And then when I saw how many I had, I was like, well, if I did like a month in each place, I not all the cities on my list.
You can get closer to that if you want to, by the
way.
way.
I totally can.
I'm just telling you. but okay. Keep going.
So that was kind of how I did it. I asked myself what I wanted to do, and then I wrote it down. And then I was like, that's a big, crazy idea.
That is,
and it's going to take a lot of work.
I was going to say,
and you're going to have to like move out of your house. You're going to have to like sell all your things.
Do you still have a place to go back to, or are you just going to have to find a new place?
I'm not renting.
Yeah.
If I go back to Seattle, I'll get a new place.
Well, yeah, that's your home. You'll be fine. But I was you're not renting a how or anything?
No. I'm not reserving.
So you just said
space.
I'm out.
Yeah, I sold a lot of my stuff. I gave away a lot of things.
How many shows are you trying to play in each city?
I'm trying
to play every day, every other day?
No.
A couple times a week?
I have a list of things I hope to accomplish in each city.
Okay.
And so that includes like a full band show.
Okay.
So I want at least one in each city. If I had at least one.
Kind of like a showcase night, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. So some of the things I'm trying to do in every city is like I want to put together a band.
Yeah.
And I want to play a show.
Yeah.
I want to go into a studio and track like a single.
Cool.
Or just like a song, maybe like a song with video.
In each city?
Yeah, in each city I want to do all these
cool.
things. And so I want to teach some drum lessons. And then I want to go to all the jam sessions and open mics. Not all of them, but just like as many as it makes sense to go out to.
Get around to absorb the flavors of the city a little bit,
Yeah, jam and hang out.
So are you bankrolling it with shows and lessons and blah blah blah, or are you you're funded through the whole thing?
So I have a bankroll.
Okay.
And so that's money.
Is it? Oh, is it?
Yeah, I rolled it up.
$100.
I have a $100 bill collection.
Nice.
Yeah, I started collecting them. I don't spend $100 bills anymore. I collect them.
No, you should collect.
Yeah, you know why?
Can I have some?
No.
Oh.
Because that's my $100 bill collection.
Yeah, I want them.
No, it's
that's all
mine.
I'm saying. But I want them.
But here's the thing with the $100 bill collection is a $100 bill collection is worth more.
Yeah.
The more $100 bills you have.
What? That's crazy.
Isn't it?
That's
bizarre?
The craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's the craziest way to think about money, huh?
Did you really? Did you save up for this thing? Or
So I had been.
Are you planning on recouping expenses, or is it just kind of I don't even care?
So I'm a career musician, and I make money playing shows, and I spend money traveling and doing things, and I'm generally trying to make a profit instead of spending more than I make. So yes, I hope to make money this year. I hope to expand my opportunities for making money and like funding projects. And I feel like the bigger the thing you're doing, the more viable it is for things like investment or. The more products you're making and the better your art becomes, the more valuable it is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. But also, okay, so what I'm driving at is, do you have... You're obviously a very spontaneous, maybe, person? Are you spontaneous?
I'm not... Yeah, definitely.
Because you're like, I had an idea. We're going to do it.
I'm very, open to new opportunities.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So do you have, like, a plan in place where you're just like, okay... Here's the target I need to hit and how much money I need to make? Or are you just kind of like,
I've been working on budgeting.
Right.
And so I've been trying to, the thing is it's because it's such a different way of moving around. It's hard to project how much does it cost in this city for this month to exist?
Well, you're in one of the most expensive right now.
Well, which is nice. It's a good place to start.
Second only to New York.
Right.
Or San Francisco, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, there's some... cities are expensive.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah, but I am glad that that I hit this place first because I do have money saved up. I did a big launch party to raise money before I left. I sold a bunch of my things.
Yeah.
And so... Yeah, I was glad to come here first because when things happen, my van breaks down, I had money for it. I was ready.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean by you're ready.
Yeah.
I can solve this problem.
Yeah.
How many credit cards do you have? Lots of credit cards?
I have one credit card and I had reached the limit on it a while back.
Yeah.
And then I just pretended I don't have a credit card anymore.
That's
and
a good
I just
idea.
Pay
that is a good idea.
On it.
I just got my first credit card 6 months ago.
Yeah,
because
it's a trap. I don't think that it's...
Well, it's also, look, if you can get one of these credit cards that has 0% interest for 15 months or whatever, it's essentially what you're doing is getting a loan at 0% interest.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. And then in your head, you're like, I'm totally going to pay this back in a year. And then a year comes up and you're like, how did I spend that much on the credit card?
I know. Yeah, it's...
But when you're on the road, I really think it's a good idea to have because it is a get out of jail free card.
Totally.
If, you might need it. You never know.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So in every city, are you just crashing around with people you know?
Yeah, that's kind of plan A.
You've got a lot of friends.
I do, yeah. I've been touring for a long time, and there's people I love in most of these places.
Yeah.
The only place I haven't been to yet is Memphis. But I feel like I kind of know some people who know people in Memphis.
Memphis is supposed to be an amazing city.
Right.
And I have been there once.
Okay.
Long ago, though. And I don't really remember much about it.
Well, you should come visit when I'm there.
That would be awesome. If I can, I will.
I'll be there in June. I already have a show booked in Memphis, and I'm working on another one.
What shows do you have booked here, by the way? I know you are doing Harvell's.
Yeah, so I'm playing Harvell's on the 31st. I have a little solo songwriter showcase on the 25th.
Where's that?
It's in Sherman Oaks somewhere. It's a house show. My friend Kate Copeland, I don't know if she's putting it on, but she's somehow arranging it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
it's gonna be really lovely.
Are those what you have right now? Aren't you doing Writer's Room or something?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm doing the Writer's Room.
Yeah. This will be
That's gonna be really
nice.
This
will be up after you do the Writer's Room, but yeah.
But I saw your podcast with Greg.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the first maybe 20 minutes of it.
Right. Well, I think I texted you 20 minutes before you got here.
I know.
Hey, you want to check it out?
I was like, yes, I do. And then I was like, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah. He's been doing really well with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed cool. I stopped by the other day.
Yeah, good. For the first one of the new year, I guess that would have been. Yeah, he said that was pretty good. The sound at that place is pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's a good dark vibe.
Yeah.
Drinks are cheap and by LA standards.
Yeah.
How much do you pay for a beer in Seattle? Well, you don't drink.
Yeah, I did stop drinking. In Seattle, a beer is probably $6.
Okay.
Maybe $7
about
if it's
half the price of here. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Maybe not half, but depending on the bar you go to.
One of the reasons I quit drinking was I was like, I want to travel around and do all these cool things. I don't really need to be wasting money on alcohol.
Is that why you quit?
I quit for so many reasons.
Really?
There are literally so many reasons to quit drinking
well,
that you can just like start adding them up and going like, that seems like a good idea. I guess I could do that.
No, you could absolutely find them if you want to find them. I mean,
they're out there.
There's very many compelling reasons to not.
If there's like anything in your life that you want to make a little better, chances are that cutting out alcohol would help a little bit.
Carbs. Alcohol, carbs. See, I just went with carbs.
Yeah.
I was like, alcohol's got enough carbs, you know?
Sure.
What were the other reasons?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing to get into.
You don't have to go into anything personal if you don't want to.
No,
but
sure.
I am fascinated because
I'm interested in it too because
as
I know.
As you may note, I am a drinker.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like most of us are, and that's just like a normal part of our culture. It's part of,
100%.
Especially being a musician.
Yeah.
For me, what it was
I think the depression's part of being a musician, and the alcohol is part of the depression. So it's kind of like transitive property.
There's so many reasons for all that. It all ties together.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah.
No, it's true though. They're not talking about me.
Super happy over here.
No, I think it does. If you are struggling with depression as well, like I can't just recommend like quit drinking because there's all sorts of ways to go about that and ways that you have a relationship with. Like for me, that was what I did.
Yeah.
But I would say if you're dealing with anything with your body or your brain or your being that feels...
Isn't it funny that we separate those things? Body or brain?
Yeah, I mean, they're
brain
super
is part
related.
Of the body. Yeah.
Yeah.
People get sick all the time, and it's because there's something screwed up in their head, and vice versa.
Well, and you can like conceptualize any part of the whole and give it its own identity, but it all exists.
Well, it's just funny that we separate, like, we have a psychologist and a doctor.
Right.
And we do have specialists in the medical fields and all that, but people consider those to be two different camps, and it's like, that's just baffling to me anyway. Whatever you were saying. Yeah.
What was I saying?
Something about depression and alcohol.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I guess for me what was happening is that you drink a lot as a musician at shows.
Yeah.
Right? It's just kind of like you get drink tickets and everyone does.
I assume people do, but I don't.
Yeah, I feel like most of us were just kind of like drinking pretty regularly.
Just kidding. I'm very drunk at shows, yeah.
Yeah, well, totally. And that's like a normal part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very like, I have a lot of big dreams and goals and things I want to do with my life. And when I looked forward into my own future and I realized if I kept drinking, I would just do that for the next several decades.
Well, can you not, do you feel like you're someone who can't have a couple drinks and then say, all right, I'm done?
I can't. Well, so that's the thing is like I wasn't drinking heavily.
Yeah.
I wasn't drinking to a point where it was
unhealthy
unhealthy
for a couple
or
years.
unsafe.
I've never known you to be.
No, I was
hammered,
good. Yeah, I didn't have like a problem with like my behavior on the substance. It was more like the overall effect of it in my life. It
like the cumulative effect.
Yeah,
sort
when
of?
I really just looked at it, I was like, all aspects of your life could improve if you removed this thing.
If that was gone.
Anything in your health or your
when
happiness.
Did you stop?
I quit in October of 2018.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's been over a year now. It's been about a year and
going on a year and a half.
months.
Yeah. Well, good. So what have you noticed?
I love the difference. I thought you were
going to say, I can love again. Like, oh, God, I thought you said you didn't have a problem.
Oh, yeah. No, I can love for sure. Yeah. I feel like my presence and my state of mind is clearer.
Yeah.
I feel more like myself all the time.
All this is making me want to drink.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm healthier and happier and clearer about what it is I want to do.
Would you say you're fitter, happier, more productive?
Yeah, I'm cut.
Yeah, that's a Radiohead reference.
Yeah, did you see I did 3 pull-ups in there?
How did I miss that?
You weren't in there.
Where was I?
Out here.
Oh, well, dang.
We'll do pull-ups in the break.
All right, you want a pull-up contest?
Oh, how many can you do?
A lot more than 3.
All right, I can do probably like 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll stop at 6 then for you. Well, I've noticed.
Well, you go first then.
On the fitness thing, I have noticed like. I mean, I'm definitely a heavy drinker for sure, and I experiment with all the other things, and I have noticed though that one of the biggest one of the biggest and best things I can do, aside from like a healthy diet, is like so freaking important, and it's so hard to get when you're on the road.
Yeah.
Because you're always rushing from this place to that place, and you're just
you kind of have to plan for it.
Yeah, it's like if you don't, you're just like, dude, I just need something.
You're like, there's a taco truck
I
right
just
here.
need something in my stomach.
Although taco trucks are pretty safe. You can always...
Taco trucks in LA are, I mean, I will say we're spoiled in LA.
Sure.
The food is awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. It's all very
But that's the other
expensive.
thing. So when you're touring and traveling, sometimes it's hard to get a good meal, but then a lot of times you're in like big cities where you have your pick of anything. You can have the best food.
Even the cheap food is good.
Yeah.
And it's not made with crappy ingredients.
Right.
But the other thing for me is exercise. Like,
yeah.
And I've had a bunch of people be like, I actually did. I'm a little slimmed down since my attack of the shingles and the last couple months. But I had people be like, "What are you, like Danzig or something? Like, oh, you're working out all the time." It's like, dude, I actually don't work out that much. But I do exercise every day just because like it is the one thing where I'm just like, oh my God, like. The endorphins, just the normalness of doing it.
I mean, your body wants that from you.
It wants to move.
Yeah, it does. It'll last longer that way.
Yeah. Well, maybe not your bones and joints.
Your bones and joints will last longer if you make sure that you're stretching and exercising and putting weight on them.
Yeah. Well, I run a lot too.
Yeah, running is super important. Running is a skill that could save your life.
Probably. How so?
Just any time that being able to run fast enough to outrun something results in you living instead of dying.
Yeah, actually, that is definitely a skill that can save your life in that case.
Yeah, it's just sometimes if you got to book it, you better be able to book it.
Yeah. So do you think you'll be done drinking forever?
No, I have like a specific set of terms.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'm kind of weird where like I am inventing my own story, and so sometimes I just think it's interesting to tell weird stories.
That's horrible. Out.
I know, weirdest thing. No, but when I decided that I was gonna quit, I said, what if I just took the next decade off? What if I just took 10 years off?
10 years?
Yeah, and I was like, that's a wild, you could totally do that. You could totally just make that decision.
So long.
Yeah, but I'm going to live to be like 100.
Yeah, you probably are.
So like 10 years is 10%, less than 10% if I make it over.
Yeah. I mean,
Which my goal is 102. I'm trying to live to be 102 years old.
Why 102? Why not 103?
Well, if I make it to 102, maybe then I'll extend it to 103.
Well, 100 seems like a good round number,
Yeah, but
102?
102. I want to make it past 100. I want to live to be 100 and then
101?
enjoy being over 100.
Like 101?
No, my goal is 102.
102. Okay, right. 102.
I get a lot done in 2 years. You didn't see me.
Obviously, you already are getting a lot done.
I get a lot done.
So what is your primary musical focus now? Because I know you from General Mojos, and obviously things have diverged into different paths.
Yeah.
So what I know you have is it the Heather Thomas Band?
Yeah, the Heather Thomas Band. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, the Heather Thomas Band is just a project that's all my original music. However, I'm choosing to present it.
Put out an album. Jesus, how long ago did you put out your EP or album?
My EP was in August.
Okay, it wasn't that long ago. I'm like, the time blurs.
Yeah,
I hate not having seasons in this city.
Oh, weird.
It freaks me out.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is ever.
Yeah.
Like it's just like somewhat the days are shorter and it's like less warm.
Yeah, right.
But otherwise I'm just like, oh God, it's October, So August. Okay.
August.
Was it an EP or an album?
It was a 3-song EP.
3-song EP. Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's called Open Up.
Open Up. Can be found everywhere. Streaming platforms all over the place, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or HeatherThomasMusic.com.
Oh no, I listened to it because Josh has the actual, I think, Flax or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, there's also like a music video for one of the songs.
Okay, cool.
Which is on YouTube.
Which one?
When I Was Young.
When I Was Young. Okay. Actually, I think that's the first one I heard.
That's a good one.
I wonder if it's through the music video. Well, whatever it is that your primary focus now? What is your primary musical impetus? What keeps you ticking? Do you have, because I know you're a session musician, you play in a bunch of different bands.
Yeah.
But is your prime thing, like, would you consider yourself, here's an interesting question. Would you consider yourself more of a songwriter or a musician?
I don't know that there's more one or the other. I'm invested in both.
There isn't. It's an interesting question.
Yeah, I am a musician. My main focus, like instrumentally, is that I'm a drum set player.
Okay.
So drums are like my main.
Do you play anything else, by the way?
Yeah. When I'm doing my songwriting stuff, if I'm playing solo shows, I usually play ukulele.
Okay.
Although right now I'm trying to learn how to become better at guitar and bass.
Yeah, you got it.
And keys. But mainly guitar. I've been trying to give guitar a fair shot.
Yeah. How long have you been playing guitar? Are you any?
I kind
I've never seen you play guitar. I don't think.
Yeah, I hadn't been doing it.
Yeah.
But like starting at the beginning of this year, I started just picking them up when they were around, and I'm committed to just like continuing to learn.
At the beginning of this year?
Yeah, like
So you've
within
been
the
playing
last 15 days.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you want some tips,
I would love a lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you what I know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Which is not much.
That's fine. That's the thing is if everyone knows a little bit and we all kind of share it, we all get better.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, I'm also, my first instrument was drums.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then, and luckily
I would
found,
trade you, we could just like spend an hour on drums and then an hour
I would
on
love
guitar.
that. That is actually, you know what? I will shake your hand on that
Let's
right
do it this
now.
month.
Are you here for two more weeks?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So now it's on video, so you can't back down.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't, but
I love teaching drum lessons. I love so much the experience of helping someone.
You know what I need help with most?
Yeah.
My form is shite.
I can so help with that.
It is so bad. I actually,
It's
my
not bad.
drummer,
You have a great form, right? And you have a presence, and all you.
It's
what's,
bad.
What's bad is your alignment.
it's bad.
And I can help you with that.
You're gonna see it, and you're gonna be like, "Remember when I said this wasn't bad?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I remember that, Heather." And
No,
you're
it's
gonna
probably
be like, "I was wrong."
You probably have some room to improve, and I'll help you
a lot. Like,
Well, here's if I could give you any advice, like without you having to do anything,
I like that kind of advice.
just start videotaping yourself
Yeah, I know.
and watch yourself.
I do actually,
and actually watch
every show I play, but not practice. Yeah.
So watch video of yourself and take notes afterwards on what you notice.
I'm just like, why am I chopping all of my sticks?
I can tell you why you're chopping your sticks.
Yeah.
Are you chopping them on the snare?
I'm chopping them on cymbals.
Okay, your cymbals are in the wrong place, or you're hitting them wrong.
I am.
Wrong.
I
wrong
promise
is
you.
the wrong word.
No. I'm hitting them wrong. I promise you. I actually showed my sticks to my drummer, and he's like, "How did you do that?"
Chances are, do you have any of your sticks around? I could like tell by looking at your sticks what you need to change.
I will show you them before you leave.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Chances are you're hitting like the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal.
That's what I'm doing to get the crash.
Yeah. So to get that same crash,
Yeah.
instead of hitting hard on the edge, if you raise your cymbal up a little and tilt it towards yourself,
Right.
crash the shoulder of the stick like through the cymbal, the cymbal will move
instead of chopping the edge.
Yeah, and you'll actually get a better sound out of your crash. You'll get a bigger sound because the whole thing will be able to reverberate.
Right. You know what's funny is even when I was a kid, so I played drums consistently for, I don't know, 7 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I got pretty good.
Good.
And then I went to study what I studied, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't bring a drum set to a dorm room, so I just picked up guitar, and
Sure.
I like melody anyway.
Great.
And I'm naturally, a writer and stuff like that. So that was a fine fit.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I was a kid, I would just be like, my God, why am I? And I would try putting my cymbals all over the place, putting the drums all over the place. I'm hitting rims. I'm hitting the edge of the cymbals. Just, it's never perfect,
Sure.
So I need your advice.
Yeah.
I need your advice, guru.
I can totally help. Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. One of the biggest things I try and help people do is like to get your drums where it feels comfortable. Like start with where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Just your throne.
Yeah.
And get comfortable and look at like if you think about your alignment, you've got like your skull on top of your spine and all the way, and then your legs are pointing out from like your hips, and
So
then
you want to start by slouching, kind of like this, right?
So check out if you're slouching.
You want to just slouch.
Yeah, so check in with like your hips because you can tilt your hips backwards or forwards, and you can like move around. But you can find a center point and like keep that all lined up.
Yeah.
Then you can move around from there.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, where do my arms want to go? And then if
my arms want to go everywhere.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. I'm 6'3". Like I don't know how to.
You have a
space this stuff
wingspan, yeah.
out.
So you need to maybe have more space too.
Yeah.
And like I was having someone practice cymbal placement. I think that was earlier today.
Yeah.
And like being able to lift your whole arm up and then just like drop it down wherever it naturally like wants to fall.
Well, that's like my wingspan is huge.
Right.
Like,
So you might have to put a cymbal like out
I
here.
do. I have to put them at ridiculous places when I'm playing.
And then practice like smashing while
And I've had
headbanging.
other drummers come up to me and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's right. I don't know what's right."
Totally. Well, let me help you set your drum set up because
That would be
I could get
really
it. Because that's the other thing is every drummer is shaped so differently. Like I'm kind of short for a drummer. So
How tall are you?
Like 5'5".
Is that average for women?
Yeah, but I mean for a drummer.
Oh, for a drummer. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And so one of the
So
things
you play with a tighter kit.
Yeah, my kit kind of stays a little closer in.
Yeah.
And then also when I get on someone else's kit, the first thing that I do is I adjust the snare drum.
Okay. Because that's probably the first thing I do too.
Yeah, because it'll be, if it's the wrong height, then I'll be hitting the rim or something.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, I noticed that most of the time people play with their snare drums higher.
Where do you put your snare like in relation to your seat?
So what I do, I don't want to back up too far to be not in frame.
Don't worry about it. People just won't be able to hear you.
So what I'll do is I'll sit, and then I'll put the drum kind of like before I even put the drum there.
Yeah.
You can take with your sticks in your hands and just relax them like on your legs.
Yeah.
Almost even like your legs are the lowest your hands are gonna go.
Right.
They're not gonna go any further down than that.
Uh-huh.
So if you rest there and then maybe lift up like an inch.
Okay.
Like you're nice resting position.
Okay.
Where your sticks are hovering, it should be like maybe that far above the head. Like your resting position. If you're gonna like play as quiet as you want, playing your ghost notes and taps or whatever, nice and relaxed. Just put your drum right below that position.
Huh. Okay. I've never known like where to put.
Yeah. Well, and there's no right answer either. Everyone is so different.
My first drum teacher was this amazing session guy. His name was Lou something, and
great name,
Lou. And
his name was Lou.
He was like 50 something, and he was just definitely high all the time, and in these like horrible Miami tuxedos that looked like they were. He's just like, and he would. That guy
sounds like a star.
He played with so many incredible musicians,
cool.
like leading rock stars and all that.
Wow.
So this stuff he's doing, and when I got a little older, I was just like, why were you teaching me? You know, he's like, I love playing drums, man. I love teaching.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all right.
Like, yeah, drummers are teachers.
Yeah, and I told him, I asked him, I'm like, where do I put can you please help me? And he's like, well, I can give you some advice, but really it's just kind of where you feel comfortable. And that's how he talked, by the way.
Yeah.
And a 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I love that. That's so nice.
Lou, yeah. I don't even know, salmon tuxedo.
Yes. Is he still around? Was he in Detroit?
Ah, man, he was in Detroit. If I could locate him.
If I could find him.
If I could locate him.
I'll go take a lesson with him.
I would absolutely love to connect
I would love
you two.
that, yeah.
I wonder if I could. He was teaching out of it was a local chain. Like it wasn't a Guitar Center or anything like that. It was like an Anderson. Do you know what Anderson music is?
No. Probably just one of those local kind of.
It's one of those. They have 15 locations in Michigan, so it's a chain for there. You know, but it's not a national chain like Guitar Center or something like that. Mm-hmm. By the way, do you hate Guitar Center? Because I kind of do.
I have mixed feelings about Guitar Center. I
go there all the time.
Yeah, well then you're part of the problem.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really valuable place. I think a lot of people really fall in love with music because of Guitar Center.
Maybe you're right.
You know, and I think that especially in smaller towns, if they're lucky enough to have one, like that's an epicenter where people can go and make sure that they have the gear they need.
It just sucks when you go in there and they're playing like Miley Cyrus being like Guitar Center.
Well, it's very corporate.
Is there even a guitar in this song?
Yeah. The issue that I take with Guitar Center, I think, not Guitar Center itself, but with the prospect of buying things at Guitar Center, is that in any city there are a few music shops that have been there for decades that are owned by people in the community and whose doors can only stay open if people in the area come in and buy music instruments. Yeah. And so shopping at Guitar Center sometimes can be taking business away from local businesses that could actually really use your support.
No, it's all the time.
And also are really cool and like worth patronizing and keeping around.
I've noticed I have a few guitar techs. I have one main guitar tech.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles.
You have a guitar tech in your band?
No.
For your band?
No. Just a guitar tech for me who I trust is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. His name's Eric. He works from Eric's Guitar Shop in the Valley, and that's the thing that sucks. Are you familiar enough with LA to know where the Valley is? Over the hills.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So where we are is kind of like West Los Angeles / Mid City, sort of by Culver City, Beverly
There's
Hills.
so many neighborhoods
I know,
here.
it's ridiculous, yeah. And no one's like, is it a city? Is it a neighborhood? Is it a borough? Like, at least in New York City, it's like they're boroughs.
Yeah.
Here it's just like, yeah, it's like a thing. Like, are they independent?
It's just like that side of the highway.
Yeah, are they independent municipalities? No, they're part of Los Angeles. Like, well, why? Okay, whatever. So we are far enough away. We're not that far, actually, but traffic is bad enough here.
Yeah, it is.
Getting to this guy is like, oh my God, it's going to be a pilgrimage. Like, I might as well find my favorite bar out there.
Yeah.
Get some food, get a drink.
Get a gig.
Wait until traffic, exactly, like play a show.
Yeah.
Spend the night with someone.
Yeah.
And it's only like, 13 miles away. And,
right.
yeah, and it's like an hour and a half. But this guy, I mean, he's solved like every one of the problems I've ever had.
That's great.
I used to, when I was a worse guitar player, just go to Guitar Center and be like, oh, they have a guy who will do a setup. I can set up my guitar better than most people. I just don't. Guitar Center is just like, right, it's just corporate. Look, I got nothing against corporations as such, per se, I guess.
Sure.
I
mean, that's a very complicated subject.
Kind of, yeah. But it's like going to, I don't know, Walmart or something and asking, like, what's the difference between this slice of meat and that one? They're going to be like, I don't know,
They're
man.
like, that one's $3.99, that one's $4.99.
Yeah, exactly. They pay me $12.49 an hour to, walk around with their shirt on,
Yeah, totally.
Versus you go to a boutique guitar shop or something like that, or a music shop, the prices are higher for sure.
Yeah.
But
that money goes to people.
Also,
and not to a corporation.
It's worth spending.
Yeah.
That's something that I never understood because, like, especially when I was super broke as, like, a, musician starting off or whatever. I'm not going to say I'm wealthy now, but, like, super broke where you're just like, oh, my God, all right, am I eating or paying my car payment?
Totally.
Like, you're going to spend as little as possible. Yeah, the car, get out of here, yeah. But you're going to pay as little as possible. And, like, that's kind of how they incentivize you to, do that kind of stuff is, like... Yeah. Come in here, it's cheap. It's like, well, you get what you pay for,
Yeah, well, and I don't know, the way that corporations keep goods and services really cheap is an entire subject for another discussion where, like, cheap isn't always better. Yeah. I didn't say that, but...
I did.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there. So.
Yeah, let's see. We're at...
Are we addressing corporate culture in this podcast?
No,
because I don't have. The thing is, I don't have enough experience with actual corporate culture to understand what it's like from the inside, so I can't judge.
I have worked for corporations a few times, and they all made me want to kill myself. So yeah, that's it. That's how I feel.
That sucks. That sucks so bad because so many people feel that way.
Yeah, and they we're hiring a team to come in and make sure that our employees don't want to kill themselves. Or
well, that's good.
You
should do that.
You can be like, what is that, Skynet or whatever?
Yeah.
The plant that makes the iPhones in China, they just put a giant net around the building. You know why? Because too many of their employees were jumping off of the building.
No.
Their solution was to put a net around the building.
Well, that's a good first step. I mean, turn off the faucet before you mop the floor. But come on.
As if there's no other buildings for anyone to jump off of. Like, hey, at least they're not...
Well, they're trapped in that building is the thing.
Yeah,
like,
well,
you can't
by the
really
way,
leave.
I think Skynet might be like the Terminator corporation.
Right,
I can't remember the name of the corporation, but... do you want to take a little break?
Sure.
Do you want to come back? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's take a break and come back, and we'll talk about how corporate greed is taking over... the world.
Okay.
And everything's bad.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Not everything.
I agree with you.
There's a balance. There's always going to be good and bad.
You're a hell of an optimist.
Well, yeah.
No? Am I wrong?
No.
No?
I'm definitely optimistic.
Well, that makes you an optimist.
Does it? Does being something automatically label you as that thing?
I don't know. One word's derivative of the other.
Yeah.
But I don't. Ideologically speaking, maybe it gets more complicated. Well, all this and more when we come back.
I would say I'm fairly optimistic.
You seem like, look, doing what you do for a life, wouldn't you have to be kind of optimistic?
No, there's plenty of people who do what I do who are terribly pessimistic.
I know, and I hate them. I hate them.
You hate them? They need your love more than they need your hate.
I don't have that much love.
Oh, you do though?
No, I don't.
Oh, all right. I'll help you.
We'll
talk about it.
I only have some
in
love.
The next half of the podcast, we're going to learn how to love.
We'll Learning How to Love with Ben Forg and Heather Thomas.
It's gonna be an adventure.
All right, let's do it. I'll keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Yeah, catch the back. When I was young, I did not think I would become cold, tired, and mean, but I have lost whole parts of me. I did not think would ever leave. When I had lungs, I tried to breathe. I was sure someone needed me, but I have lost those hard-earned fears, left you alone, so I could bleed. And I lied when I said that you could hold me. I tried letting go of what you'd done, but my pride kept me harder than an oak tree. And I bent to the wind, and not the son of a rich man taking his time. You pull yourself apart just to prove that you're fine. When I was young, I did not think I would become cold, tired, and mean, but I have lost whole parts of me. I did not think would ever leave. And I cried, I want you turn me up. And I tried to stop, that's it. It ain't enough. I lied when I said that you could hold me. I tried letting go of what you'd done, but my pride kept me harder than an oak tree. And I begged to the wind, but not the son of a rich man taking his time. You pull yourself apart just to prove that you're fine. Son of a bitch with a rock in his eye. You pull yourself apart just to prove that you're fine.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Tom, so
It's
great.
Nice. It's nice to
So nice,
Nice to
really-
be back. I mean,
really
this is
good
what
to
the
be here.
34th time I've been here with you.
35th,
Yeah, yeah.
I think. I'm not sure.
And we met on the 35th, actually.
We did. We met on the
Yeah.
35th of February.
In Detroit.
It was a leap year.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might have been in
Quantum leap
Windsor.
year. Quantum leap, yeah.
Yeah, it's a quantum leap year. I've done many quantum leaps in my
Ah.
life. I don't know how many more I can stomach.
How many parsecs have you been through in this last quadrant? Yeah.
I am many parsecs away from the next leap year that I care to make a quantum leap on. That's gonna be freaky. We're gonna start getting into theory that's just above my pay grade right now.
And your dimension.
You know? But you gotta go.
Which
to
dimension are you coming in through now?
The microphone.
Oh, we're coming
Nice.
in.
You gotta. Yeah, we're coming.
I mean,
well, now we're here.
I project quite well. I think it'll pick me up.
You do project
It'll-
quite well.
It'll pick me up.
These
yeah,
things
yeah.
are so
Do you know-
directional.
Do you know why?
I've
though?
told you this, Heather.
Yeah, well,
I've told you
Heather.
this.
Oh, so Heather's in the bathroom, and I'm out of Mars, and I'm bringing the mothership to you,
Adam Mars, bringing the mothership to you.
which is so great because we both landed on Earth in the same place, basically. In Detroit
I can't believe you're from
/
Windsor.
Windsor.
I love that. I have
Amazing.
met no other people from Windsor since I've been out here.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm not
There's
from
at least
Windsor.
8 of us out here.
There's got to be. There's
Yeah.
almost 8 of you in Windsor.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's how we've multiplied. Yeah.
It's like what?
exponentially.
It's almost 1 million in Windsor, isn't it? Or no?
Did you know that LA is the third Canadian city that's the largest?
Third Canadian city.
Yeah, well, what I mean is, if you take the biggest amount of Canadians,
Yeah.
and you put them and she's back.
Who? I thought you were she.
Oh well, I'm just a hologram actually.
Oh my God.
Heather put in the wrong coordinates, and I'm here.
The glasses, the sunglasses fooled me. Obviously, I've been duped.
Duped? Oh well, if we could talk about Jupiter for a second.
Yes, I would love to.
But it's really Saturn, his neighbor. You're in your Saturn return
How
right
do you
now.
know it's a he?
To me, Saturn's a he. Jupiter's kind of a multi.
Yeah. Okay.
Jupiter's kind of like a big orgy.
100% on board.
But you're in your Saturn return now. You've just come out of it.
Yes.
You've just turned 30.
Just turned 30 recently. It's horrible.
And a few years ago,
I'm sick all the time now.
Well-
I turned 30 3 days ago. Well,
it could be the juice. Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I defy you to challenge me on that.
Well, the thing that came up is that my Saturn return was in Windsor,
Okay.
looking over at Detroit
Nice.
at the Renaissance Center.
I love that view. I love that view, dude.
It's the best
From
view of
either
Detroit.
Side. Either side, man.
It really is.
Windsor looks beautiful, but Detroit especially looks beautiful from across the water.
I mean, you don't see any of the grime, which actually is tasty also.
Right.
It's part of the palate.
oh, it's part of the charm of Detroit. Yeah.
But from Windsor, I at this point in my life, I was your age now.
Yeah.
I'm in the lowest parts of my consciousness.
Yeah.
You know? I'm looking over at the temple,
Yeah.
which is the Renaissance Center.
Yeah.
I've always felt connected to that building.
I love that building.
And I mean, there were so many factors in my life. I felt completely trapped.
Yeah.
You know, $250,000 in debt, all the things. I mean, a pregnant girlfriend, it was a whole thing.
$250,000 in debt plus a pregnant girlfriend?
And
that's like being $500,000 in debt.
And barred from the U.S. at this point.
Oh my God.
Knowing full well that my dreams were there.
Yes.
And I was bawling my eyes out. It was the darkest time of my life. I mean, literally, the skies were black. It was raining, and I'm looking at the Rensen, and I said, you know what? I will not feel like this again.
Good.
And I repeated
I
it.
love to hear that. I love to hear that.
And I haven't.
That is great.
It's been expanding.
Oh my God.
Ever since.
You know, do you ever find yourself?
It's a powerful place.
Do you ever find yourself, man? I've thought about it a few times. Like, look, I kind of don't trust people who haven't met their bottom, sort of. I mean, I don't mean that, but like it's sort of a
definitely adds
hyperbolic.
depth.
Exactly. It's like,
yeah.
oh, you know how shitty this can get. You know, which means you must have had to commit. If you haven't been there since then, you had to commit to not being there because it is a choice to some degree. Not saying that everything, you know, is, but like you must have at a certain point been like, never do I ever want to feel this way ever again. You know?
I hope people get to that point.
Yeah.
You know,
man, the architecture in Detroit and Windsor is so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So that French architecture.
It's all about that riverfront.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And that's
absolutely.
a powerful channeling place.
Yeah.
You know, they pulled Motown out of there.
They pulled what?
I mean, okay.
Forgive me that I don't understand the reference.
I should have let everyone know that I've been channeling multidimensional beings for some time now.
Nice.
And if this is a little weird for you,
Moltan is
just
one of them?
open the cap a little.
Moltan is, I suppose, from where is he from?
Moltan?
Is it a he?
Zoltan's cousin, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think about consciousness as this sack of meat that you've got here is an antenna.
Yeah.
And you're a neuroscientist.
How dare you call me a sack of meat?
It's a beautiful sack, actually.
It's a lovely sack of meat.
And you've got consciousness pouring in.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, there are many theories on where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But if you can imagine that a song, for instance, is coming from a place of love in another dimension.
Yeah.
Other beings are sending it in for healing for humanity.
Yeah.
For example.
Okay.
Well, you need devices to be able to pull that in a stronger way. So the river it amplifies that consciousness.
That is.
It's a little wild, I know.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this and unpack it to understand it. What does that mean?
Well, that'll be the topic of the next show. And we'll see you on the 1st. We'll see you on the 31st and on the 35th.
Cheers, Heather Thomas. All right, Mars.
Now Adam Mars, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing. I was so happy that that's what was happening when I came out.
Yeah, well, he got onto the. I was like, "Come over, let's do it," and he's like,
That's beautiful.
Actually, he didn't hesitate at all, but at the same time, I was just like, "Just go. We won't tell her." I just wanted to see how you would react.
I fell on the floor.
Yeah, I saw that. I wish we had back cameras that would show your reaction. That would be perfect. Well, that's the first time I've ever done anything like that on the podcast.
That was wonderful.
Wonderful, yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, so we're back with Adam Mars, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's start over.
We're gonna
Give me my own podcast.
What was the thing that you told me? Okay, yeah. Oh no. I was thinking about this. I did mean to ask you about that earlier, and I kind of did. I said, "How are you paying for this stuff?"
Sure.
And you were saying you have like a Patreon something. I thought you were doing actual Patreon.
Oh, so what I did is I took the model that Patreon does, where people who want to support can subscribe for a monthly, just like a fee, and then they get access to exclusive content. Or like I have like a button of the month club for $6 a month. You get a couple buttons in the mail.
I saw that you had different. So it is totally the Patreon model.
It's I just took
like,
Patreon's model
pay
and I
grades.
made it myself.
Okay, what were the tiers?
So the launch team is $3 a month.
What is that?
So you get access to the launch team portal. It's got all like.
By the way, is this just an ongoing thing?
Yeah, this is just on my website.
Okay.
Which is heatherthomasmusic.com.
Nice. I'll put it all in the description.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll staple it to my forehead.
Would you?
No. That sounds painful.
Yeah,
Actually, I regretted that after I said it.
All right.
But then I thought I said it, so I should probably commit. So yes,
Someone
I'll staple
would do
it to
that
my
though.
forehead.
I feel like I know someone who would do that.
You should give them just like an all access pass to all of your shows if they staple that to their forehead, heatherthomas.com, and walk around for a week.
If you come to my show with my website stapled to your head,
Like the least you owe them.
You can't come in. I'm sorry.
They get there, they're like, all access pass. You're like, no, buddy. Like,
This guy's got a staple in his head.
absolutely not.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah. So you did. So the first one was $3 a month. You said.
Yeah. So
What was
what's
the
on the
website?
launch team? heatherthomasmusic.com.
Music.com. Okay.
Yeah, so on the launch team, I have like unreleased demos. So I recorded a bunch of stuff before I left Seattle.
Okay.
And then as I've been playing in different places, anytime I have a studio session, I'm kind of just like uploading the demo versions of those. So you can have access to just like things I'm working on as I'm doing them.
Okay.
I also have been like taking videos of myself talking about where I'm going and because a lot of my friends, they wanted to support, they wanted to see what I'm up to, where I'm going.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to just be like flooding my Instagram story all the time with like
That.
all of that. So
Yeah.
I just there's a separate place for it.
That's not like. I feel like people use their Instagram stories and stuff for that
I
reason.
use it,
though,
yeah.
you know?
No, that's the thing is I upload to there a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got.
Okay,
I'm
so
always bouncing around.
What was the
but-
second tier?
So there's also
How many tiers were there? 3?
There's a handful. I can't remember how many I made.
How many can you fit in a hand?
However many you can hold.
Several?
Yeah.
How many can you fit in a hand? Well, however many you can hold. Oh my God, that's like an Abbott and Costello routine. Who's on first? No, what's on first? Who's on second?
No.
Okay. So wait, you had that. Like, how did you separate it? I mean, so you had $3 for the lowest tier. How much did the highest tier cost?
$120.
Okay, for what? What do you get?
It's not a therapy session, and you can call me.
Good. Well, you don't get a therapy session.
No, because I'm not a therapist. But I will talk to you on the phone for 1 hour. We'll schedule it once a month, and we get to know each other and talk about whatever's on your mind.
I saw that. I think online somewhere.
Yeah. That was just kind of a funny idea that I had. I was like, that'd be kind of a funny thing.
These are monthly subscriptions, right?
Yeah.
It's like how much you want to, and it's not through Patreon.
No, I set up my own. It's on my website.
Okay.
I use PayPal. They do a subscribing thing.
Okay. Has it been going well for you?
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot of people that wanted to support that way. So I got a bunch of people on my launch team. I put the people that join my launch team, like you can see them on my website. Like, hey, these people are helping me go.
I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. Has anybody chosen that highest tier option yet?
No, but I have a lunch team. Which
I'm gonna do it.
Fuck yeah!
But just for 1 month.
Just for 1 month, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Well, it'll be a good phone call.
Just.
Maybe I should make it 2 hours. No, that's too long to be on the phone.
No, an hour is good.
Yeah.
No, an hour is perfect. Also, like, look, whenever that is a long time. That's a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Okay. What's weird about like the new kind of music economy, and I do want to actually get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, totally.
Badly, is like, I know. I think Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails did this kind of thing where he unleashed an album. Released.
I love that.
Unleashed. He unleashed an album, the sickest album
Trent
of
Reznor
the decade.
Unleashes.
Exactly. Like, I think I just thought Trent Reznor. I'm like, unleashed. That word works there.
It totally does. You gotta. You should do that with the absurd.
Unleashed. The
that would at least make a good
unleashed
trailer.
their second album. Like. That would be a great trailer.
It would be a great trailer. You get someone to do like wrestling announcement.
So Trent Reznor was unleashing an album, and he was like, I think he did. I remember reading this article like maybe 10 years ago or something. Like he was doing basically like sort of a Patreon model before Patreon was popular, where he would like. He would tell people like, look, you buy the album, great. You buy the deluxe version, here's what you get. You buy the deluxe × 2 version, here's what you get. And then you buy the, deluxe. And there was an option to pay like, I think it was like $500 or even more because he's Trent Reznor. And people could like get lunch with him or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is an interesting idea. But at the same time, like, how much of your time... It's not just the hour that you have to commit to the phone call.
Yeah.
You have to find time for the phone call.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate that. The time that you're using on the phone call, by the way, is time that you could totally be using to like write more music,
right,
or find a place to live, or like literally anything else. You're talking to a stranger, and you're doing that for money. And
well, you're only the stranger the first time you talk to them.
I know. But what I'm saying is, what a different model than it used to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, and so.
Oh, also, I just made this up. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were an expert.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely. I just started this thing. I came up with it a couple months ago.
Okay. But you say it's going decently.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I had so many people that wanted to help, and they were asking how they could show support. And they were like, well, this sounds like what you're doing sounds really cool, and I want to help. How can I help? And I was like, well, I don't know. Tell me who you know in Memphis, but and then people were like, no, but money. And I was like, okay, well, what I can do is provide a place where if you do want to support that way, there's a place for you to do that.
I mean, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So the payment processor you're going through, do they charge more or less than Patreon? Is there a reason you're not doing Patreon?
Yeah. So Patreon,
or one of their competitors? I don't know.
Yeah. When I was reading through, I just read through all the terms and everything, and then when it got to the part where
I hate reading.
I love reading. I read a lot.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
What I meant is I hate reading legal terms.
Sure.
It is boring. I love fiction, and I actually like nonfiction too.
Totally.
I love reading in general, just not that. Every time I get to one of those,
I
want to burn buildings down. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
You ever feel that way?
Like burning buildings down?
Yeah. What makes you want to burn buildings down? You've never felt like you want to burn a building down? Just like this motherfucker at the airport in front of me. If he does not start to move his shit...
I'm going to burn the airport down?
I'm going to burn this building down.
I'm going to commit arson in an international airport.
I am willing to go to jail for the rest of my life to prove a point.
Did you hear about that guy in Seattle that like hijacked one of those big Boeing airliners and like...
No.
And like got it to do a barrel roll, and it was flying upside down.
Oh, he hijacked it to do sweet tricks?
No, I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I don't even know. I don't even understand how it happened.
He accidentally did sweet tricks?
I don't know, but
I'm on board with that.
It crashed and he died.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was really like, you just saw it on the news that day. You were like, what just happened? Right there, like in the Puget Sound? Like, what?
I thought it was Puget Sound.
It could be. It really could be any combination.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. So I really do, especially as we were talking about Greg earlier, because you were like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
I'm doing a songwriter thing tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be probably like a week ago when this goes up. Okay, so he is one of the people in my life who I feel like has a really, he's also one of my very good friends. So, but he's one person I know who has a very interesting outlook on the current music industry, because I talk to a lot of people, and most people are like, "Fuck this, man! You know, it's awful. It's you know, it's hard to navigate, and no one's making money. Blah 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 blah." And he's just kind of like, "No, it's pretty good. Like if you know where to look, and if you work hard, you're making money. You know." How do you feel about that? Because the current music economy, the new music economy is it's different. I'm not going to say it's better or worse. Yeah. It's just different. You know? How do you feel?
Yeah, I think economies are always in constant change and flux. Yeah. And so in all of history, there have been better and worse versions of what it felt like to be in that economy. Yeah. But if what you're doing is making art and sharing with the world, or even if what you're trying to do is make money off of a product that you care about, you exist within the economy, but you make the opportunities out of what you can see of the whole of it. Yeah. So if there's something you want to see changed, or something that's not working, or something that's different, you can start building those things.
You can do something else.
Yeah. And I think there's always opportunity. Yeah. And and I think so. I don't know. For me, it just matters to be doing what you really care about, what you want to see done in the world, like things that matter to you. I think you just have to go start doing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I absolutely agree with that. But what I guess what I'm getting at is like, everybody wants to complain about the current state of things.
Sure. And I think that's like a constant thing, no matter what the state of things is.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. So no matter what, but at least, okay, in 19...
But you have a choice. So you have a choice to focus on the things that you see that aren't working, or that feel bad, or you can start removing things that feel bad, and looking towards what seems happier and like what brings you more joy.
This is why I'm saying you're an optimist. And earlier you didn't balk at that, but you didn't exactly embrace the title. Which is, I'm curious about that.
One time I wrote a lyric into a song that was, I'm an optimistic cynic.
Yeah, of course. I've always called myself a pessimistic optimist, I think.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I don't know if it's lovely, but...
Maybe you'll reverse the words someday. I don't know.
Optimistic...
That's not better.
Wait, which one were you? You're an optimistic cynic.
Yeah.
So maybe you'd be a cynical optimist. Cynical optimist, I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Okay. Right, because it means primarily you're an optimist, but it's curbed by being cynical or pessimistic.
Well, I think there has to be an element of understanding despair and the suffering that is present, and understanding that I think, there's plenty to be cynical about. Yeah. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen in the world, and it's dangerous out there.
Yeah, my thing is where does cynicism get you?
Right. Yeah. So you can choose to look at that and like wallow in it, or you can see that is part of things and always has been and always will be. Yeah. Maybe not always will be. Who knows? Like we're moving forward.
I think it will. I think it's a part of being.
Right. And so if you can like just allow that. Yeah. And like acknowledge it and like do what you need to do about the things you see that need to change. Yeah. And instead of despairing about in your cynicism. Right. To be optimistic and look towards what things can I see that I can put energy into that will be better in the future than they are now.
Well, also, I mean, hopefully you get to a point where bettering your own future is the same as bettering everybody. You know, you can work
bettering your own future and like healing your own trauma. Yes. It heals the trauma of like the people in your life that cause it. I mean, like there's just so...
Is that what you're doing through music? What inspires you to play?
That's something that's really inspiring to me, is helping people move through their trauma, or like, I don't know, that's such an interesting, there's so many reasons to connect with people over music.
What are all of them?
I really want to help people connect better.
Why do you?
Yeah.
This is a music podcast, and I just wanted to ask you, why do you music?
So why music?
Well, so why music?
Give us the scoop.
Did you ever consider law?
Not even once.
Did you ever have like other motivation? Like, did you ever have other professional aspirations?
No.
No, because from the time you were 3, you were
No,
playing
that's
music,
Buddy
right?
Rich. I can see how you get us mixed up.
Sorry, Buddy Rich. He was like, he was the guy who sang Johnny Be Good, right?
That would be great.
Aren't those jokes fun to make? Like,
If you know who Buddy Rich and Johnny Be Good and Chuck Berry is.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you have to assume that I know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, like,
Yeah.
no, that's not.
I don't know. Google it.
Not right. Dude, I love doing that. And problem is, yeah, there are many problems with doing that. But okay. So you didn't ever want. Did you ever consider any other professional ambition?
No.
Really?
No.
Nothing else. If you
No.
weren't going to be a musician, what would it be?
Well, my side hustle is I make buttons, and it's my other favorite thing to do.
So you'd be a button maker.
Yeah, I'm already a button maker. So
Okay, if you weren't going to be a button maker or musician, what would you be?
a writer, but I'm a writer as well.
Yeah. All right, so if you weren't going to be a
I'm
writer, a
doing all
button
the
maker,
things.
or a
I
musician,
don't have a plan B or something I'd rather do. I'm doing all the things that I want to do.
like if you had to choose just like a straight job,
I would be an aerialist.
what the hell is that?
You know, like spinning around.
Oh,
on
they
the
spin on the
trapeze and yeah, the hoops and the silks.
I don't know if that's a straight job. Like I'm thinking conventional, like.
I don't think there. I would never.
If you didn't have to be an aerialist, a writer,
I
a
would do something
musician,
really interesting. I don't.
Whatever
I
the
don't.
other one was, Chuck
Yeah,
Berry
I don't see myself
aficionado.
like joining a corporation and working for someone to accomplish their goals.
Right, you want to work for yourself. Do you have problems with authority?
No. Well, I don't know.
Really?
I don't have an awful lot of people with authority in my life
Yeah.
besides me.
Right.
I mean, the authorities.
Did you ever have crappy jobs?
I had really interesting jobs. I
Was it
had
crappy?
no.
Oh.
No, I don't do things I don't want to do.
What did you do?
I used to build boats, like hydroplane racing boats and fast attack boats for the Navy,
Oh, that's
and like
cool.
parts for Learjets.
That's insane.
It was really cool. I
Yeah.
loved that job.
Did you go to college?
I did. I went to Central Washington University.
For what?
Percussion performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't working jobs that were in line with
I would work jobs in the summer.
Yeah.
I was an ice cream truck driver in South Tacoma.
By yourself?
Yeah. Driving
guess you're in
basically the
Tacoma,
same van
so
as I have
whatever.
now, but like with the
What?
top chopped off.
What year is that van?
My van is a 98. 98 Ford
Oh my
Windstar. It's an
God.
old
How many
postal service
miles are
van.
on that thing?
Would you believe it has less than 60,000 miles on it?
I kind of would
Yeah.
because of that, yeah.
Yeah.
What? How the
And its
hell does
original
that-
miles,
how
we
does
even,
that
like,
still
the-
run?
It's like, I think that when they were driving it for the postal service, they were like starting and stopping it a lot going around, but they didn't drive it super hard. And
Right,
they like after a certain number of miles, they probably upgrade or maintenance or
And that
whatever.
thing runs just fine except for the
Well, no,
hubcap you
it's always
blew out,
breaking
or-
down. The thing is, every van I've ever owned is always breaking down. And
Well, it's 'cause
this
it's
is
a
my
van.
8th van.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I've been through a lot.
That is so
with
many vans.
I know.
That's more than 7
That's
vans.
like when people are on Instagram and they're like, #van life. I'm like, what you're not showing here is how often your van is broken down.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I had this my buddies they play in a band called let's see what's it Gabrielle Graves in the Bad Weather.
Cool.
They're cool.
Oh, are
They're,
they playing that West Side Revival show?
They're playing one of them.
The Harvell's on the 31st? Because that's when I'm playing.
Well, hell, they'll
And
be
I thought
there.
I saw their name on the bill.
Gabrielle Graves might be there.
Yeah, that's what
Gabrielle Graves, yeah. I
Oh, and
started
this
by
is
saying
the-
Gabrielle Graves,
Oh, okay.
but this is Graves in the Bad Weather. Different
it,
band.
got it.
They're based in Long
Cool.
Beach-ish.
Cool.
This dude Taylor, the guitarist, he showed me his their van. He had decked out the inside of the van like, oh my God! If you saw this van, you would have just been like,
Cool.
holy shit!
I should check it out.
It's a perfect storage area that they have in the back, and he built a loft in the back of the van.
Totally.
And then he built bench seats. He's also a carpenter, so that helps. But he built like a bench with basically like bar seats in the back of the van, sort of,
Cool.
right next to where like above that, then you have the bed.
Yeah.
And like that
The
shit
bed
is-
above the seats?
so it's
Is it
it's
tall?
like okay, so you have the 2 pilot seats, and then you have a little space, and then you have the bar it's like a bar bench. It's just a bench that spans the width of the van.
Yeah.
And then you have the back of the bench, and then that's where the bed is. And then under that bed, you have the storage area, which you can get to from the back. But this is one of those, like, it's not like your van. It's like one of those vans that you would have if you were like an industrial parts company.
Sure. Like
One
a
of
cargo van.
Sure, yeah, like just like we need a van for business and things.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
We can write off the payments of this van on our business taxes or something, you know, like like my dad has that kind of van because he runs like a manufacturing thing, you know. Of course, I'm from the Midwest. What else would you do? Like, it's not a tech startup. He makes stamps and signs. Like,
tech startups don't get vans; they get like
Teslas,
Leafs. Yeah.
Or exactly. Electric cars that are super dope.
I want a Tesla. I wish they made vans.
Man, I want several Teslas.
Just start with one.
But why not shoot for several?
That's right. Actually, if you bought a bunch of them, it would be a great investment.
At this point, it would.
Yeah.
My a guy I worked with for a while actually put down a down payment on one of those new Tesla trucks that look like. Have you ever seen the Baby Yoda meme?
There's a bunch of them.
There's so many, but my favorite one anyway, is a clip of Elon Musk hitting a joint on Joe Rogan's, and he's just got this, like that face, and there's a Baby Yoda holding up a sketch of the Tesla truck, which looks like shit. It looks like shit. It outperforms a bunch of stuff, but it's just like me as an 8-year-old holding, showing Elon Musk my drawing or something.
I just love how connected Elon Musk is to his inner 8-year-old.
Oh, I think Elon Musk is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I think he's super rad.
Yeah, I can't wait until he actually digs the tunnels here in LA.
I know, right? He started.
Yeah, people
but then he
are
got
like,
shut down.
"Oh, it's only rich people who can drive." I'm like, get them off the road. Good.
Yeah,
like, there's
right.
people on the road with me. Like, get
Here's
them
the
off.
thing is they could just be tunnels where
Let us
all the
poors.
Teslas can just
Exactly. Let us poor people work with the freeways.
Yeah, which will be less crowded.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Right? Any kind of progress would be good. And like
anything would be great.
The government here ain't doing nothing.
Well, they're doing a lot of other things. There's a lot. Any government everywhere is really busy right now.
They're working on bringing around petitions to apartments so that people can sign them, so that they can maybe form a council to address an issue that the residents may have complained about or filed a grievance about.
Did this happen to you?
Yes, this happened to me.
Got really specific there.
I got
the end.
very specific about the steps. We're way off track. You want to complain about corporations for a bit?
No.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Dang.
okay. I don't want to complain about
Right, you can,
anything.
then I can
but
drink.
I would love to. If there's something that we want to look for solutions to, we could talk. We could brainstorm.
Well,
What do you see? What needs to change?
Fortune cookies have shitty fortunes.
Okay. What would you do about that? What do you want to see? What do you really want when you open a cookie up? Like, what would you rather have?
A fortune. Those are not fortunes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
You want a tarot card?
No, I want legislation.
Tarot card, fortune cookies. That's the idea.
Tarot card fortune cookies.
I just gave it to you. You can have it, but that's a good idea.
Do I need to pay you royalties for it, or
Yeah,
it sounds like you?
It's a 15%
You're kind of like
mechanical
saying, yeah,
charge.
I might need to. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, that's fine.
Per
yeah.
unit is all.
That's a lot of royalties.
15 points on it?
Depends how much I'm making.
It was my
per unit.
idea.
It was. My idea was legislation, which will be a little slower.
But if we work in tandem, we could change a lot of things real fast.
We could.
Not fast, it's slow. But you start now and it happens.
I want to ask, are you trying to build your brand as... I actually touched upon this earlier. Are you trying to build your brand as a songwriter, musician? I understand those things aren't different.
Sure.
But in doing that, and I did want to touch on, because earlier, before when we were off camera, actually, you were like, I have a unique perspective on the music industry too, which you do. How do you plan to do that as it relates to streaming and such? Because if I want to listen to your music, I can just go to Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
I've, as an artist, thought, I'm not putting my stuff on Spotify, and then no one hears you.
Yeah, right. Well,
how do you deal with that
Put
shit?
your very best stuff.
And not the rest?
Well, no. Put your very best stuff somewhere where you think it will have the greatest impact.
Okay.
And
But what if it doesn't make you money?
if it's really great, there are a lot of ways to make money.
Okay. Sucking dick. That's what I do. I mean,
Sure. Yeah, you can make money like that.
Well, actually, I suck butt. I've never sucked dick. I just suck butt.
Okay.
Lots of butts.
You could probably charge more for that.
I do.
Yeah.
My premium is so high for dick that no
Good.
one's willing to pay for it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth
But
it
if
anyway.
but if they did, you'd have a big chunk of change.
I would. I'm thinking about
So it's just
lowering my
set the
rates.
bar high.
Okay, so if you put your best stuff though on Spotify, like I have friends who they'll get. I just played with his band at Harvard and Stone, who had 600,000 streams from Spotify. My nose is so big, and they got a royalty check of like maybe $200. And then I had buddies who actually the guitarist for Black Eyed Peas is in a band called Cairo Knife Fight, whose most popular market is New Zealand and Australia.
Cool.
Have you met them?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't have been surprised if you said you had, because they've been around for a bit and run in the same general circles. But they got, I think, like 7 million streams on their top few singles and got checks for maybe, $400 or $500.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like you put your stuff in the most popular place where the most people are going to hear it, and that's great for exposure. Does it translate into money, though? And if so, how?
I wonder how much people were getting paid for their songs to be played on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, stars were getting paid good, I
Yeah.
guess, but how many plays? I mean, because you have those people. Those people have their. If you have a hit single,
Yeah.
like I don't know, Ted Nugent. I don't know why he's the first person to come to my mind.
Sure, he
oh,
had
it's because I was
hits.
watching That 70s Show and he was in That 70s Show.
Okay.
So if you're somebody like Cat Scratch Fever, okay, it plays on probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of radio stations across the country, multiple times a day. So you're racking up, tens of millions of plays over a year? So it would make sense that your royalty check is more, right? Versus if you're just getting 600,000 plays on Spotify, you're only getting a couple $100. Like, does that check out?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know what we're comparing it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of complicated. I think whatever you want your music's relationship with that platform to be,
Yeah.
I think you should follow that.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't want to be giving your music away without making money on it, and that's what you feel like you're getting from Spotify, like you don't have to put your music there.
Right.
You can put it
Well,
somewhere
but
else.
I'm asking you personally.
Me
Why
personally?
do you put it there?
Oh, I think it's cool. I like it when people hear my music. I want
Yeah.
as many people as possible to
But
hear it.
do you feel like it's costing you money to do that or no?
No, I think it translates. I'm thinking long term. What
Yeah.
I'm doing is building a discography.
Yeah, right.
And so, like, as I continue to release better and
Oh,
better
are you going to
art,
take all your music down at some point? That'd be funny.
you could also take down like anything except for the ones you wanted to leave up.
Yeah, right.
You
the
know?
the main singles
Yeah,
that people are going to hear anyway.
Give people like the good stuff that they came here for, and
Yeah.
then reserve the rest for if they want it and they're interested.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think if you're thinking within a system that exists.
Yeah.
And Spotify is a system that exists that's fairly.
No, I'm not disparaging Spotify by any means.
No.
you know?
What I'm saying is it's fairly like recent.
Yeah.
And so like it's in the trajectory of whatever its thing is. Maybe someday Spotify is obsolete, like
Yeah.
CDs were obsolete. Like who knows where that platform goes?
I mean,
What matters is getting your music, and if there's a way that you can cash in on or capitalize on your people listening to your music, I think you have to be the one selling and marketing that.
yeah.
I don't know, because it used to be different where they're like labels and things were the driving force for that.
Well, but back in the, I think it's cool now because, like, if you want to be an independent artist, even someone who's like, look, I've had small labels talk to me, and maybe when I release something, I do a print on their label or whatever. But now it's like you're in full control of the creative and business side,
Yeah.
which sounds good, except for when you consider that now you're in full control of the creative and business side. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
it's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, it's like labels would handle like everything except for the creative side for you, which yes, they screwed over their artists. But exactly. That's my first thing that I think is like, please.
Well, that's why, that's also why you need to not, like, you do need to read those legal documents.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if
they're so long.
But that's because of how much you're agreeing to.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you're basically signing everything away.
Yeah. And so if that's not what you want to do, if you feel like you're not being paid fairly on a platform, like, read those agreements. If there's room for negotiation, I don't know. What if we all started negotiating?
Right.
What if it was the kind of thing where if we all wanted to see it change?
Well, you can totally negotiate if you want. I mean, if you're representing yourself, you are welcome to negotiate. It's just they're not likely to give you much wiggle room in those negotiations, you know?
Sure.
Well, especially
it also depends on who you're negotiating with.
So
and what their interests are. The other thing is, there's a way to get closer to everyone's needs being met.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's the platform versus the artist. Like, we all need to exist together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I completely agree with that. But
and
also,
so if there's things that need to be improved, I think we should talk about it. I think we should try and improve them.
Yes. Growing up as a musician, I mean, though, I've always thought that there's a bit of a division between artists and people who, let's say, don't suck at business. I don't think it's not a necessary division. It's just one that I've noticed because people who are really good at art tend to just be like, man, screw, business. And people who are really good at business are like, I don't really understand art.
Right. Yeah.
But I have some pieces in my home. It's like, okay, are you someone?
That's who you need to market your stuff to.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, those people, like, I kind of like the system of artists being fully committed to art. I really like that because they'll fully be able to develop their art, you know? Business people being able to commit themselves to their business, great. Do you think, were you brought up, because you've been in music for so long, were you brought up understanding that you're going to have to work the business end of this as well? Mm-hmm. You were?
Well, yeah, I mean, no one does it for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're an independent being.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you understand along the way, like, the sacrifices you're making and the choices that you are choosing, like, to be an artist, you really release a lot of security. I don't know. Not that everyone does it that way. You figure out what your priorities are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I understood that I was my own boss. I'm the business owner here. And, like, what I do is incredibly valuable. And I'm good at it, and I care a lot about it, and I want to bring it everywhere I go and spread it around the world.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I love having the idea. I would love to have more help with that, like, when it comes to the business side of things. But I also understand that if I want the business side of things to be beneficial to me, I need to understand what that is. You can't hire someone to figure out what you want your life to look like,
Well, yeah, so you're in control of pretty much every aspect. I just feel like a lot of people, especially in LA, a lot of people move here and kind of think, okay, the art will carry me, and don't realize that they have to be somewhat in control of the business end of things as well.
Yeah, if you're an artist, you have to really hustle. You have to promote your own art. You have to proliferate it.
It's just
if you want to see your art everywhere, if you want to see, like, and hear your music in the radio, you got to be the one calling the radio station.
Yeah.
You gotta make art that's good enough to put out. You got to make sure that your art is consistent enough and that you're prolific enough for it to make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just have to handle more, more sides of the equation than you did before.
Yeah.
Which is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, I wish I had been more informed of, or like been taught more of the business roles that I was going to need to assume. Like, I got a degree in music, and we didn't touch on things like, booking shows or promoting or contracts.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
taxes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Or running a business.
If you're going to manage yourself, it's like the old model never, and all the people who probably taught you
they were musicians who had been hired by a school to teach about music.
That's my point. Yeah, and they're probably a little older. They're so, like, they grew up during a time when here's how things worked.
Right, totally.
And rapidly things changed because of the internet.
Yeah.
Which, throws a wrench into everybody's plans.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, not only do you have to be aware of writing a song that is pop conscious and, short enough and things that maybe could get placed in TV or blah, 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 whatever market or could fit at a festival, whatever market you're trying to fit into. Now you have to know, how are we going to market this? You know, who do I need to talk to? How do I need to look to be able to attract certain people to be able to talk to me? Especially in this fucking city that you've decided to spend a month in.
Oh, it's beautiful. Everyone's lovely. Yeah.
You can't be serious about that.
I've found just lovely, wonderful people here.
I mean, maybe you manifest that kind of thing.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have something to do with it.
I love this city. I really do.
Yeah.
And I know there's a but coming, of course, but
Sure.
But I genuinely love this city more than most cities I've been to. I think there's so much here.
Yeah.
And LA is a city of pockets. People. I've had people visit and be like, "Hey, LA was okay." I'm like, "Well, that's because you don't know where to go." And this is a city more than other cities where you have to know this little crease, this little wrinkle.
Yeah.
You go
and
through,
then there's like a scene, and you got to go all the time.
Yes. You ever been to the Factory?
I don't know that I have.
Factory, the venue. Mars, you ever been to the Factory? Guy off
New York
cam.
in the 60s?
No. No. Okay, so it's a.
Warhol's place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which
And I have.
I don't know if that's
Late, though.
that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if that's what they named it after. But okay, so it's called the Factory. It's in, and this is what I always say to people about LA. People are like, "Is it a cool city?" I'm like, "It really is." But if you're only here for a couple days and you don't know where to go, you're gonna think it's kind of crappy. Like,
Sure.
because you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
The best venue I've ever been to. It's called the Factory. It's in the Warehouse District, which is close to where you live. It's, you drive through downtown, you go through the arts, all the cool places, and you're like, where the fuck am I? And you get there, sound checks at 6 p.m. or whatever. So you pull into this industrial parking lot. There's 3 warehouses, like 5 stories each. And you're just like, hey, parking lot attendant, the Factory? And he's like, no comprende. You're just like, dope. How much? $6. Okay. Park. Then you go into the warehouse, and there's no stairs. It's just a ramp. It's like a loading ramp. If you walk up that, go in there, there's one light flickering on the bottom floor. You're like, okay. There's an industrial elevator at the end of the hall. It's not meant for people as much as it is for, heavy things. And you just get in it, and you're like, okay.
It sounds like a trap.
Right? It's the most LA thing ever, though. So you get in there, and you're like, okay, great. Floor 4, why not? You go up, dark hallway, asbestos, just horrible abandoned warehouse.
Oh my God.
Which is how they can get away with being awesome because
It sounds like a wrong turn I took at a haunted house in Atlanta.
100% like that. I don't even know what that is.
You have no idea what that was like.
I love Atlanta. At a haunted house?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Remind me that.
Okay.
But okay, so you go up, horrible dark hallway. You get out, whatever. Take some turns. You can hear some music coming from somewhere. You walk into the space and you're like, "Is this the Factory?" And they're like, "Yeah." And it's sort of DIY, except for not. The stage is 4 feet off the ground. It's big. It's as big as the Satellite, maybe a tiny bit smaller. And full sound system. Everything's mic'd. The people there are good at their jobs. The wallpaper is all these big photos of people in the LA scene. Like a dozen people. I'm like, oh, I know that guy. Shit. They have this interactive exhibit up front. It's like 12 plasma screens playing some kind of Moody Mondays from this band Satellite City we played with. They were awesome. The exhibit was awesome. At the front, you have these guys selling CBD joints. This guy grinding coffee, I don't know, boutique, something, blah, blah, blah. And, $10 tattoos, the whole thing. And, I go up to the bar. The dude's like, what do you want? I'm like, kind of bourbon. It's like $6. I'm like that much in a glass. I'm like, right on, dude. I don't have cash. And he's like, oh, you can just Venmo me. Not a legal venue. And he's like, you smoke? I'm like, I quit, but like, you know, I'd take a cigarette. And he's like, okay, you want a cigarette? I'm like, do you guys sell them? He's like, yeah, we sell them. I'm like, okay, cool. Can I smoke inside? And he pushes an ashtray at me. I'm like, well, I'll take 3. Like, can I Venmo you for these too? It's $1 a cigarette for spirits. You know, you can smoke inside with the drink, smoke weed inside. It's great. And the room it's big. It's wonderful. I had so many people call me when they got there. They're like, how the fuck do I get inside? I'm like, just walk into the building. It'll be fine. Like, but it's terrifying when you get there. That to me is what Los Angeles is. Just like, it's like, of course, you have to go park in an industrial parking lot, walk through a horrifying building to get to the coolest venue you've ever been to.
Yeah.
Like, the sound is great, by the way. It's great.
Yeah.
I would love to see you play there. I'd love to see you play there. It really is amazing. Like,
I'll play there in
I don't
February.
know about amazing, but February?
Yeah, I could come back. I'll be
From
in
the
the Bay
Bay?
Area. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could actually talk about doing that because we're thinking about doing a show in like February or March. Where are you going to be in March?
Austin. But I could hit on my way back down from the Bay Area to Austin. I was thinking about stopping for a day in LA anyway.
That would be cool.
Yeah, let's
That'd
make it a
be
big
super
show,
cool.
yeah.
That would be super fucking cool.
Yeah.
Especially because we're going to be...
Oh, and all the other bands will be coming through in March anyway.
What other bands? Oh, for
Just like for South by
SXW?
Southwest.
Yeah. Are you playing that?
I'll be there. I'll probably play. I haven't really made plans for that. I need that. I need someone to help me make plans.
Me too. All right. Well, do you want to make a coalition?
I don't know what that means. I can't confirm.
Tour de force. Way to get into SSXW.
I don't sign exclusive contracts.
It's not exclusive. Don't worry about it.
The word coalition.
You help me and I do nothing. That's what it means.
See, that's what I was kind of like.
I think that's what it means. Yeah. No, I really do. There's so many. SSXW is awesome. Anyway, okay. We should probably wrap up.
Sure.
Before I ask, well, I could ask you after. I could ask you before I ask you the last question. Is there anything in specific that you want to plug?
Oh, I could just tell you all the places you can find me online and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could put those in the description too, but you probably
It's
should.
good to say it out loud.
Yeah, say it out loud.
Yeah.
Shout it.
Shout it.
Yell it.
Okay, so my
Angrily.
website is heatherthomasmusic.com.
Okay.
If you are on Instagram, I'm Heather on Drums.
They're on drugs?
Yeah, everyone always does that. And I'm like, well,
It's weird.
yeah. Sometimes it's a good name because you're like, oh, Heather on Drums. That totally makes sense.
You should have.
Sometimes people are like, on drugs?
If people type that in, it should redirect to your
I should have just a
website.
different page where
Just pay the extra $10 a month to get that URL.
I could put all my buttons that have like weed themed content. Heather on Drugs.
Yep.
Well, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll try it.
Well, I'm here for you. And that
Thank
is
you.
my payment for getting me into SSXW.
Is this going to come out before the end of the month?
Yes, it should.
Because then the most important thing to plug in Los Angeles is that I'm going to be playing at Harvell's on January 31st.
On the 31st.
With the Heather Thomas Band.
Okay.
Which I am putting a band together, and we're going to play a bunch of my original songs.
That'll be 2 weeks from now. It should. Yeah.
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 I'll be singing from the drum set.
How?
What do you mean how?
How do you do that?
I've practiced really hard. I can do both at the same time.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
That's literally the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so anything else? You want to play anything else?
No, thank you for listening and talk to the people
Oh,
around
we're not done
you.
yet. No.
That's all
I got a
plug.
final question.
Oh, you got a final question?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so this
that's
is
why
my-
I was
my last
making
chance?
sure you just dump all that.
Before you ask me like a penetrating question.
Yeah. Phrasing. But no, it is. It's a stupid question.
Okay.
And it's interesting to me. The last guy I asked,
Should I come up with a stupid answer?
please.
Okay.
If Burl Ives is not one of your answers to this question, I'll be very disappointed. So,
Wait, remind me who Burl Ives is.
he sang Baby Beluga.
Why would that be my answer to a question?
Well, because the question is, you're stranded on a desert island.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Well,
How did I get here?
No. Theoretically.
Okay.
Rhetorically. It's a rhetorical question. You're not actually
You're not
stranded.
resetting my
No,
matrix?
you're comfortable. You
Okay.
can go do your thing when we're done. But
wait, do I live here now?
yeah, unfortunately, this is the desert island. Welcome home. So you're stranded on a desert island. You can only take 5 artists.
5
Yes.
artists.
Or bands, whatever.
Or bands.
However you want to say artists. I only say artists because I actually had someone be like, they named 5 solo artists, and I'm like, do you not want to take any bands? And they're like, well, you said artists. I'm like, bands are considered artists, I guess, but okay. So 5 people. These can be people who have influenced you like crazy, people you listen to right now. Just people who, if you only had to
Am I
listen to...
taking these people on the island?
No, you're taking their music.
Because that changes it.
Is you're taking Burl Ives to an island to sing you Baby Beluga till the end of time.
I would just like to plug Burl Ives.
Burl Ives has been dead for decades, and I'm going to plug him. And he only sings children's songs.
Okay. I like Baby Beluga.
Baby Beluga.
Yeah.
But okay, so you know, you can take their music. You can take their
Just
whole
the music.
discography.
Their whole discography.
You can take all of their music.
Oh.
You can kind of dictate the rules, whatever. It's just
I'm the boss of this island.
Yes, you are. You are the boss of this island. It's just to get a feel of what influenced you. What do you like now? What music can you not live without if you had to choose? Top 5.
This is going to take me forever.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually had someone do it in like 45 seconds. I'm like,
Wow.
what are you, a psychopath?
Psychopaths are people too.
They're, well, kind of. Except for they're psychopaths. They're people who are psychopaths.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like people. Focus, Heather.
I was trying to buy time so I could think of music I like.
I don't think that's going to help you think of music you like.
If I'm taking the whole discography and I had a lot of time to myself on a desert island.
On a desert?
Yeah.
It's going to be only you.
Just me and my record player.
Pretty much just you.
And my record player.
Yeah, your record player too. Or MP3.
If it's a Walkman, that changes the game because I'm bringing MC Hammer.
You can bring MC Hammer.
Okay, but I'm not bringing him if it's a record player.
I'm not talking about record player. I'm saying you have a fucking MP3 player.
And a battery charging port.
Yeah, unlimited battery. Look, God has decided you're banished to this desert island, but you have unlimited power to charge your stupid music player. But you can only take 5 artists because God is a sadist, apparently. So,
okay.
With that information, I saw a tear come out. Oh my God.
I'm having a great time. Okay, 5 artists.
I hope that's what that means.
I feel like I could get into the Beatles discography.
Yeah, I've heard they're good.
Worth checking out.
I would be surprised if you didn't say Beatles.
Yeah, I feel like you got to do that.
No, also like you in particular, your personality
really
lines up.
See,
with
I
that.
haven't. The Beatles isn't one that I ever got like super obsessed with.
I only took it from General Motors, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I always thought you were in.
Dune was super into.
And can I say, can I say now, General Motors without you, nowhere near as good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still good. Still good.
Well, they're changing.
still like them.
They're transitioning.
I know.
So
But
don't
at the
judge
same
them
time,
just yet.
I always thought you were like an integral member and all that, you know.
Of course,
which
of course.
I still think you were.
Yeah.
Considering that I don't think they're as good. Anyway, Beatles.
Beatles. Okay, let's do. I really like the music Anderson .Paak is making right now. I would take him.
Okay.
I would also take him as like a person.
Who is that?
Oh, he's a rapper and a lyricist and a drummer.
How do you spell his last name?
P-A-K-K?
Okay.
Or P-A-A-K? Something
Something
There's
like
either
that.
2 A's or 2
Anderson
K's.
.Paak?
Yeah.
Okay. A rapper and a drummer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Who else? I would take...
Choose wisely. I mean, you put these 5 down and God takes
Well,
you to
if
this
you
island.
act like I
you're
get on a
screwed.
desert island and I'm not going to get off eventually.
No, you're never going to get off.
I'm not dying on this island.
No, you're dying on the island.
You're dying on the island.
No,
I'm
not
going to
dying
space.
on the... No.
Okay.
No, the desert island is a common
I know.
scenario.
It's a trope.
I
get
am
it.
never going to be on your desert island.
No.
Fuck your desert island.
All I got's a record player.
You have one record player and some snacks to last you like a year. I don't know.
Man.
After that, you better learn how to fish.
I'm the wrong person to ask this question to.
You got
I
Anderson
can never
.Paak
make
and
decisions.
the Beatles.
It's a party.
What are you talking
It's a
about? You
party.
planned out a year in 12 different cities, and
Yeah,
you
but
can't make decisions.
I just took a guess and said this might work, and now I'm just in Los Angeles.
Well, it's working.
Yeah.
Okay. Anderson .Paak, the Beatles.
Anderson .Paak,
There's
the Beatles.
two. You're almost halfway there.
Damn, this is gonna take forever.
No, it's not.
I have to just list some off. Okay, Lettuce, funk band.
Lettuce.
I like Lettuce.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a jam band fan?
Yeah.
Jam band fan?
Yeah. In that case, I'll bring the Grateful Dead as well. Just if you're talking whole discography, there's a lot of material there.
You're bringing Lettuce and the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, I'm stuck here I'm gonna be dancing.
They're covering the same bases.
Yeah, totally. I don't care.
Okay.
If you want me to make these decisions, the way that I hack my indecisive nature is that sometimes I just start listing
just
things
go.
off and I go, "Yep, that's what you're gonna do."
You just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just go.
So you got Anderson .Paak, the Beatles, Lettuce, and the Grateful Dead. You should totally choose
Janelle
between.
Monáe.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you should check her out. She's legit.
What's she like?
Watch the album Dirty Computer,
Okay.
and then you'll know.
My computer is dirty.
Yeah. Computers are filthy. They're perverts.
Mine in particular. Yeah, that's the thing. It makes me make decisions that I wouldn't make
Yeah.
if I didn't have a computer.
It has its own
It
program.
really does. I can't explain some of these searches.
Yeah.
If you had a couple runners up, who would they be?
God, I gotta keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, I did so good though. I got 5.
You chose so fast.
Oh, well. I don't know. I can't choose anymore.
No
That's
one?
all I'm taking.
No one? Top 5? Anderson
Bowie.
.Paak?
Bowie. I would take Bowie.
Bowie's the shit. What's your
Yeah.
favorite Bowie album?
You know,
If it's not Low, I will.
I like Low. I liked Black Star more than Low.
Black Star is an amazing album.
Yeah.
Actually, Black Star is probably my second favorite. I love telling people that my favorite Bowie album is Low and my second favorite is Black Star.
Yeah,
People are like,
Low is great.
Are
album.
you kidding me? Like, no, Low is an amazing album.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like 40 minutes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Always Crashing in the Same Car is an incredible song. What is it? Sound and Vision is on there.
Oh yeah.
Black Star. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I'm so happy that I got to have you on this podcast.
Yeah. Thank you so much
I
for
really
having me.
am.
This is
Yeah.
really fun.
You need to probably sleep or we need to
Definitely.
something,
Yeah.
whatever. You already plugged your shit, so.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to cheers with? It's an empty glass.
Oh.
Sacrilege. Well,
You could put more in there.
forgive me. Yeah, I could have, but. All right, so you're going to teach me drums, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. If you don't teach me drums, I will never forgive you.
And you'll never learn.
I know.
That's
We'll
not
still be
true though.
friends,
You're
though. It'll be
responsible
cool.
for your own learning.
You're responsible for my learning. You
No,
told me you
I'm
wanted
not.
to teach me. No, yes, you are.
No,
you
I
said
can-
You were going to teach me drums.
I can show you. I can show you a lot of things.
The world?
I can show you the drums.
Thanks.
Shining, shimmering Slingerland.
Those are great.
They're beautiful. Actually, I am in the market for a new bass drum. Get a nice, shiny, pretty one.
I got one. It's from.
That's the second priority.
Have you ever heard of the kit? It's called a Pearl Export.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really basic bitch kind of kit. I have one of those. Do you want it?
No.
It's.
What I'm looking for is like an 18 or 20 inch
I'll give
kick.
you $20 to take it.
If I could, do you think I could flip it for 40?
No.
All right, then no.
No one who plays drums would ever buy that. Hey.
Howdy. Well, we should get out of your hair then. It's about that time.
And I'm still rolling.
Oh, we probably are.
Oh yeah, I left it on. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
I'm coming in your space now?
I believe in aliens.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
then-
know about the aliens?
They're multi-dimensional mostly.
I believe in
So are
several
you.
multi-dimensional aliens.
Well, they call them extra dimensionals now too.
Extra.
That one got me. I loved it.
That's dumb.
Extraterrestrial, extra dimensional. Doesn't imply that they're not terrestrial. That's the key difference.
Exactly.
Fucking in this room now. Like, is not your cat not tuning in to at least 30 of them?
I think the cat's just hungry. But as Heather was explaining to me, it's not always that the cats are hungry.
Sometimes they're stressed out. Sometimes there's people in their space they don't recognize, and they're like, "You need to leave because this is the time that I normally sit and lick my tail." And if I don't do it.